World Cups now. Even we still get Ollie Davis. We still get when they're around. We get the Zwaar brothers still coming to them. There is some Dean Lucas back when he rode. Like we're getting some legit good world class Aussie riders coming out of the big. For any juniors that are listening that want to get selected, national champs and Oceanias are your two main events. As it's not an Olympic sport, it's just never going to see the funding that the Olympic sports do. So that's why we've started the Alliance, which is effectively a club for people that want to see the sport get the support that it deserves. And we're going to use that to try and fund these teams and actually not privately, but just personally give money to the riders that are going over there to help them on their travels and actually try and give them some financial support. And
G'day legends, welcome to Beyond the Tape, a podcast where we talk to people doing rad things in the mountain bike industry. This one we are chatting with an absolute legend by the name of Cooper Downey. We are chatting about the Joyride Alliance, we're talking about Joyride coaching, and we're talking about the Rookie Cup. Man, this guy is absolutely busy. Don't know where he finds the time to do this stuff. I can barely find the time to speak properly, apparently. Anyway, before we jump into it, let's thank some of our sponsors. Trek Bikes, absolutely loving their gear, loving their bikes. Trek Fuel EX, still going strong. Love that bike. It's super capable. Can transform into XC machine to a light downhill thing. Been riding it for a lot of media stuff lately. Cleared all the downhill core stuff. Absolutely loving it. Frank Mountain Bike Apparel is keeping me comfy and keeping me protected. Apparently it's raining on the East Coast. I've heard a rumour. Just started raining down here, so they've got a fresh rain jacket coming. I've been absolutely loving mine, and apparently some improvements. I don't know how they could have improved on it, but they have. Shred Bike Air, keeping the mud off my bike. Their quick wash stuff is absolutely amazing. And if you can get a hold of some of their silicone spray or Cerakote, that'll keep the mud just dropping off at the end of a ride. It is unbelievable how well that works. Fist handwear, keeping my hands protected both on the bike and off the bike at the moment. Absolutely loving their work. Wear gloves and can't recommend them enough. With those three sponsors, make sure you use the code Beyond the Tape at the checkout for a bit of a discount. It's already high value stuff, but why not get it at a little bit of a better price? Lead Out Sports are keeping my bike running when it comes to tools. Absolutely loving the Pedro's Vice Whip they do. And the tools from Pedro's are so sick for the money. Can't recommend them enough. Capped out caps are keeping my bike looking good with my custom Beyond the Tape caps. If you want a cap, stem cap for your club or your brand or whatever, hit the guys up because it is quality. Absolutely love it. And keeping my eyes protected is Oakley. Absolutely loving their glasses and goggles. Got some new lenses on the way, which is rad. Don't have to replace the frames, don't have to replace the whole goggles. Got some sick, fresh lenses coming down. Anyway, that's enough of me mumbling and jumbling up words. So let's see if I can get this one right. Grab a beer, grab a water, grab a wine, grab whatever makes you happy and enjoy the podcast. Yeah, let's jump in, man. Let's go.
100%. This is my first podcast. I'm actually keen as we've been trying to get this on going for a while, but I'm hyped. Stoked to be here.
Heck. Yeah, well, Cooper Downey, welcome to the potty. Thanks for coming on. For those who don't know, do you want to give us a brief intro to who you are?
A brief intro? Yeah, well, this is actually going to be a funny one because I don't think many people know the backstory of what I've done and sort of where I came from as a personal rider. So I don't know how deep we want to go into that. But yeah, a lot of people know me from the coaching side of things and obviously the Rookie Cup that started last year. That's sort of what's really made a lot of juniors know who I am. But prior to that, I was just one of the kids that grew up riding bikes and absolutely loving it and eventually started getting into the racing side of things and started getting good at it really. And started winning stuff, became one of the fast juniors in Victoria and then eventually got selected to go race the World's team. And it all sort of took off from there. And that's where I guess the coaching stuff started very organically because I had a lot of parents coming up to me and saying, hey, can you help little Johnny out with this, that and the other? And I just started doing it for the love of it, helping kids out and helping them get a little bit quicker. And little tips and tricks. And then eventually it just started exploding. And I got to a point where I was like, okay, we should probably make this legit and stop doing cashies on the side. And then we went and obviously got qualified and made the business all official. And now we're fully covered. So yeah, that's sort of the backstory. I just started in racing and wanted to share the passion for it, and it's just sort of snowballed from there. And now we run coach. I think we're the biggest coaching company in Victoria, and soon to expand all over Australia. We're running the Rookie Cup, which is Australia's first solely junior downhill series, which we piloted last year, and that sort of, well, it exploded, man, beyond belief. We didn't know if it would even work if we get enough numbers to cover costs, and it absolutely exploded. So yeah, that's sort of where we're at. We're all about junior development and seeing the sport grow, and the newly formed Joyride Alliance also is just another arm of that and trying to push the sport forward. So yeah, that's where we're at.
That's sick. How'd you kind of get into riding? Let's go right back.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Like
Yeah. Okay. So basically my backstory is pretty simple. I was like all the other kids you see. I come from a footy background. So over in Melbourne, I don't know everyone up in New South and stuff probably into rugby, but down here in Victoria, AFL is sort of the thing that everyone plays. So that's what I did when I was a kid. All my mates played AFL, and that's where I started. And that was always my first sort of dream, is I want to go and play AFL when I get older. But I always wanted to do that. And while playing footy, I always rode BMX and scooters at the skate park and all that sort of stuff. I was always like the little BMX scooter kid. And so I always rode bikes the whole way through. But eventually, I think I was down at the bike shop. So a local bike shop, funnily enough, is Valli Cycles.
Sick. Yep. Yeah, iconic.
Oh, mate, absolute fluke that they're only 5 minutes from home, but that definitely enabled me to get into riding a lot easier. But basically what happened was, all through playing footy, I rode bikes in the background. And then one day I was down at Valli Cycles getting a tube fix just on my BMX. And as I was walking out the door, my old man who was down there with me literally just saw a poster in the window as we were walking out the door that was for a downhill race that coming weekend. And he was like, "Hey, Coop, what's this about?" And I was like, "Oh, I've got no idea." So, and it was only in Hillsville, which is 20 minutes from where I live. I don't know if you remember Long Gully, but that was one of the main places out here in Victoria. But yeah, basically took me out to Long Gully that weekend to go watch a race. And dude, that was just like the penny drop moment, where it was like, what the hell has all this been doing? This is so sick. So eventually, after doing who knows how many chores, convinced mum and dad to let me get a mountain bike, and yeah, went out and tried it, and dude, I was hooked straight off the bat. Absolutely loved it. And then, like I say, started just riding. I rode for 12 months before I even tried racing. Just rode for 12 months and comfy. The first downhill run I ever did, we still joke about it now when we have kids talking about, oh, there's other kids that are quicker than me and they're only like 12 years old. I'm like, bro, my first ever run when I was 12 years old, I crashed 13 times. I just could not ride to save myself. I could barely stay on the bike. So yeah, I just loved it and just wanted to keep progressing and getting better. Eventually I could do a full run, and then started racing 12 months later, started getting good at racing, and then eventually got my first win. And then it just all sort of piled on from there through the Vic series, which massive shout out to the Vic series. The work those guys have done over the last 10 years is absolutely phenomenal since I've been in the sport. So started going well in the Vic series, eventually progressed on to nationals as you do. And was lucky enough to secure a spot in the Worlds team for both 2018 and 2019. Sick. Went and raced over in Lenzerheide and Mont Saint Anne and did a couple of IXSs and stuff while we were over there, and got to sort of experience racing on the highest level. And man, it's a whole nother world over there. Those guys are so quick, but it was awesome just to ride tracks of that caliber. And then, from that's, like I say, in between all that, that's where the coaching sort of folded into it. When I was getting quick and sort of making a name for myself in juniors, that's where the coaching evolved from, just helping kids out. And then it progressed into a full business. I was like, geez, I can actually make a living off of this. And it progressed from there. Then the Rookie Cup happened, and then the Alliance happened, and it's all just snowballing, man. We're on a good forward trajectory at the moment. It's so much fun.
We'll wind back a bit, but the VDHS, the Victorian Downhill Series, is probably Australia's premier series, and all the guys in SA will hate me for saying that. But it's definitely like one of the biggest, and the way it's organised is really good. How much do you think that contributed to your success. Like, you know, Baxter's been there, Jai's been there. There's been a lot of people out of that series. Like, what was the competition like? And I guess how'd that kind of help?
Mate, looking at World Cups now, even we still get Ollie Davis, we still get, when they're around, we get the Zwaar brothers still coming to them. There is some, Dean Lucas back when he rode, like, we're getting some legit good world-class Aussie riders coming out of the Vic Series, and it's just a testament to the events that those guys hold and the sort of caliber of the tracks that they ride, I reckon, because, yeah, like you say, I haven't done a heap of interstate racing. I definitely have in the national series, but I don't really race state races interstate. But, yeah, they are effectively racing state rounds on what you'd call a national level track. And it's awesome. So good. Like, I give so much credit for where my riding has gone to the Vic Series and the tracks that I was just riding from a young age, and it just became second nature. But, yeah, at the end of the day, the more you ride your bike, the better you're going to get, aren't you? So, yeah, definitely
exactly.
A lot. Yeah,
the tracks over there are so sick. Like, you guys have pretty good elevation that's pretty close to town. Like, you're not, I mean, it's 2 or 3 hours from Vic, right, for most of the rounds, but it's still big out, like kind of alpine territory and bigger, steeper hills. So those tracks kind of lend to more people getting better, right?
Oh, 100%. Even just like from Melbourne, you can jump on the Hume and go, the Hume Freeway I'm talking about, but you can literally jump on the Hume Freeway and go 3 hours out of Melbourne, and you can go to either Bright, Mount Beauty, Buller, like some proper big alpine tracks that, yeah, they're going to teach you how to ride properly for sure. So we are super lucky to have those sort of facilities only within a few hour drive. But yeah, massive credit to the Vic Series and the show that those guys put on. It's a really cool series, and it is becoming harder now just because the sport's growing so much and there's so many kids riding, and that's sort of why we started the Rookie Cup, was because it was getting harder for grassroots kids to get in there just because the numbers were so massive. But they're still managing it really well, and we're trying to tie in with them and work alongside them. But yeah, I love what those guys are doing, and I'm always a supporter of the Vic Series and what they do, for sure.
How many juniors are you getting, like under 17s, under 15s, you know, rough numbers?
How many do we get? Or how many do
Vic DH, before we started the Joyride Rookie Cup, do you know how roughly the numbers that you guys were pulling?
I'd have to double check, but I would imagine, actually, I'd be able to think. When it was getting big, so COVID's the catalyst to all of this. So pre-COVID, I'd have to double check, but I'd say there would have been no more than, say, 30, 40. Sort of thing.
Yeah.
Then COVID hit, the bike boom happened, everyone started riding bikes, and then they were literally getting like 100 kids trying to get into under 17, sort of stuff. That's when we were like, okay, a lot of people are missing out, let's try and put something on for them. And yeah, that sort of led to seeing some serious number growth now that kids know that they can get a spot in the Rookie Cup. That's just seen that grow even more. We had, what do we have? Under 15s is our biggest category, and we had 120 of them at the last round last year.
We've seen similar things here, man, and we've got like 1/3 the population, but you know, our under 17s category is like 60 kids, and the under 15s is the same, and they're like, the variance in skill is huge, but they're all like ready to race. They are frothing it.
Yeah.
It's so sick to see.
Yeah. What do Inside Line do? Because I know they've always been super proactive about junior development and that sort of stuff. Do they have junior categories and run younger than under 15s, or is under 15s the opening category for you guys?
No, we have the club series. So basically it's similar to what you kind of do in the Rookie Cup, but it's held on more basic tracks to help with some of the insurance stuff. And then it also helps a lot of parents and a lot of other people just get out and race. There's no practice on Saturday. It's literally rock up on Sunday, do some practice in the morning, do your run, go home.
Okay. Yep.
Like, it's just a bit more of a chill club series. But that prepares the under 13s for under 15s, under 17s, etc. For sure. We used to run it. Well, they used to run it with, I think, under 13s, under 15s and stuff on the same race day. It's just too sketchy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, you know, having like junior practice this year, they're actually doing top age under 17s and bottom age under 17s have split practice because the pace is just so different. Like those top boys are like top 10 elite times. It's just dangerous having them on track with the same crew, you know?
Yeah, 100. It's a hard thing to split too, because it's not always age.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It's a really hard one, man. We're seeing that now with the Rookie Cup, because we're seeing some young juniors coming through, the phenomenal little riders, but they're riding the like easier tracks just because of their age, when they could full well race the full on track. In saying that though, you got to draw the line somewhere. So I will stand by what we do, and similar with what you guys do. You got to draw the line somewhere. But that it's just a testament to where the sport's going. There's kids getting so good so young. I was in Queenstown only, what is it now? It's May now. I was in Queenstown only a couple of months ago, and dude, seeing some of even the young New Zealand kids, it's scary.
Dude, like 10-year-olds are hitting Dream Track. Like,
yeah, dude.
It's unreal. And then Asa Vermetti or whatever, like 6 weeks out of a hip thing and goes and wins juniors and would have been like hitting elite times. And he's like, what, 17, 18 maybe? Like unreal.
Yep. It's so cool though, man. That's like, I always relate stuff back to AFL because that was sort of like where I started. And I know that the beauty of AFL is there's a really clear pathway. Everyone knows you start with your Oz kick, then you go to club footy. Then if you get good at that, you go to regionals, then you do your VFL. Then if you're good enough, you go to AFL. So there's this like beautifully set pathway that works really well. So relating back to that's really good. But we're getting kids coming through that are playing like club level stuff that could be up at like national, international standard. It's so cool to see.
How did you kind of go with your pathway? Because I know up until 2019, it was still that National Cup weird stuff that was kind of going on. Which in theory was amazing. Like whoever thought of that, great theory. Yeah. Practical wasn't quite there.
Yeah.
How did your pathway to get into World Champs kind of go? Like get selected for them?
I think it's still similar to now because everything's left it's not left too late now, but for us, the massive emphasis was on champs. Like at the end of the day, if you want to get in the world's team, you need to perform at national champs and you need to perform at Oceanas. That's the bottom line because they're the two main events that everyone looks at and the selection criteria sort of goes off. So it was no different back when I was there because we did have that whole National Cup sort of thing going. So I still went and raced all the nationals and still did well in them, but they don't carry as much weight as the champs and Oceanas do. So for any juniors that are listening that want to get selected, national champs and Oceanas are your two main events. But they also do look, I won't name names, but I have spoken to people at Oz Cycling and they do look at other events. So take Cannonball, for example, even though it's not a national event, the selectors aren't idiots. They still know that event is effectively like a international standard race and they look at it and go, okay, there's legit international riders coming to this. If you do well in it, they will look at that. But at the end of the day, like I say, Oshis and national champs are the ones that you really got to knuckle down on if you want to do well and get selected for the World's team for sure.
I mean, Worlds is that one race that's got to win it all. And if you can perform under the pressure of national champs, which is the same thing, then I completely understand it for sure.
Yeah, 100%. I know it is a weird one though, because I've listened to a bunch of podcasts with Baxter and Dean and these guys talking about it and about the selection criteria. There is a lot of grey areas around it, but if it can be clarified a lot more. But at the end of the day, if you want to make it simple, pin it at national champs and pin it at Oceanas, and that's the easiest way to get your foot in the door.
For juniors, 100%. For elites, it gets real kooky. But for juniors, like just, we won't go into it too much. But for juniors, it literally is that national champs one and try and get it done.
Yeah, 100%. It's, the elite thing's weird, man. It's a really weird one, especially the whole federation entries and stuff that you can get to. So you can just basically put your name in a hat and if not many people are going for it, you get a spot regardless of your ability, basically.
But that's for every country as well. Like that's what's unreal.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Like I say, it's if I related that back to any other sport like footy or something, I can't throw my name in a hat and then get selected to play for an AFL team if there's not enough players lined up.
Yeah.
Man, it's weird.
What was your World Champs experience like? So you went to MSA and Lenzerheide, you said?
Yeah, Lenzerheide was easy, bro. That track was pretty chill. Like compared to, that's what I mean. The Vic Series and the Aussie Nationals, they prepare you pretty well for overseas. The tracks, Lenzerheide wasn't too bad. I think it is more of a bike parky track, and I have seen it change a bit more over the last couple of years. They have tried to rough it up a bit.
Well, wouldn't have had that wood section in it at the time, did it? That gnarly one after the wall ride? Yeah.
No, it didn't. So yeah, it's changed a bit since I've been there, and it looks like they've made it even better. In saying that, it was still fun to ride. I know a lot of the riders complain about it, but it's a fun track to ride. It's just a hard one to race because everyone's the same speed sort of thing. Mont Saint Anne, on the other hand, that is a whole nother world, bro. That track is another world. I broke 4 wheels in 5 runs.
Sick.
I don't know if that's a Cooper problem or if that's a track problem, man, but it was different spots each time too. So it wasn't like I was just being a Gumby hitting the same rock each time. It was just so much mess over the track, and it was so rough that I just kept blowing wheels apart. And that track is long, it's physical. I thought I was pretty fit at the time. I was not fit enough to ride that track. Bottom quarter, I was just hanging on for dear life. The arms were gone, quads were blown. Like, it's just that physical. You get a lot of people go, oh, you're only riding downhill, it's not that hard. Like, that is max effort for like 5 minutes, and by the time I got to the 4th minute, I was just cooked. It's brutal. But I can't wait to go back. I really want to go back. I'm looking at potentially going back this year. I'd love to do Mont Saint Anne again, just now that I've actually grown up. I've put a bit of muscle on because I was always a pretty skinny kid. Now that I've actually grown up and I've got a bit stronger, I can't wait to go back and have another crack at it and, yeah, see how my pace goes compared to back then, because the track there's changed a little bit, but it's more or less the same.
Yeah, it's I think people may not understand how much stuff riders go through. Like, I think Brosnan's said a few times, if his wheel's still intact at the end of a race run, he hasn't ridden hard enough.
Yeah.
And even he said he had a flat at semis over the weekend in Fort William, but he wasn't a flat. His spokes were all loose. They were so loose that his wheel was just cooked.
I believe it. Fort William looks psycho, bro. I haven't actually ridden that track, but all the boys are saying it's like not one that's fun to ride, but it just wrecks everything.
Yeah, I couldn't ride it. I wouldn't be able to. It'd just be, I'd cry halfway down. I reckon my arms would be hurting, ankle would be blown. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. If your bike holds together by the time you get there.
True. Yeah.
What bike are you on these days?
I just got the Fuel EX. Yeah. Little trailer, but I love it. We don't have big tracks in Adelaide, man. I don't go do shuttles on big downhill tracks every week.
So what would the biggest elevation for a Adelaide state round be? What's the biggest track you guys have?
To probably 400 meters, maybe.
Oh, solid.
Maybe. I'd have to double check. It might be 300. I don't know.
300's not terrible. That's pretty good.
Nah, but our longest, some of our tracks for the boys, so Connor and Troy, one of the longest ones we did on the weekend was minute 54. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not huge.
Yeah. Sometimes for testing and stuff, I know for myself, I prefer a shorter track for testing so you can just bang laps out. We've got one out at King Lake here, which is awesome. The track's only, I do it in under 2.5 minutes, and then the shuttle up's really quick as well. So you can just bang laps out really quick. And if you're testing different stuff, it's fantastic for that. But we do have the longer stuff that is pushing 5 minutes to do a lap down, and it's pretty full on the entire way. So it's good to have that variety. But yeah, I can see why those boys are using shorter tracks for the testing side of things. It definitely makes it a little bit easier.
Yeah, 100%. But they'll fly down to Medina for big testing weeks and stuff, because it's the only place you can get. It's probably quicker to get there than it is to get to anything in Melbourne or Vic, and then you get everything you can possibly want down there. So
And then it's so sick. I haven't actually ridden the bike park much. I've only been down there when Champs was down there. I need to make the time to do a Tassie trip and go fully experience Derby and fully experience Medina, because I haven't actually. It's the blessing and the curse of racing all over the world is you get to go to fantastic bike parks and stuff, but you literally fly in, ride a track, fly out again.
Yeah.
So I've been to some pretty cool places, but I've only ridden a handful of tracks while I'm over there, which is, oh, look, I'm not complaining, but it means I've got to go back and actually spend time riding around. And that's why Queenstown was cool. That's the first time I've ever gone international and not been racing. I've just gone there to ride and just riding all the different tracks and experiencing actually what the bike park has to offer. And mate, game changer. I need to do it more often.
Well, like, I guess that's one thing for current juniors at the moment, which is sick, is like they've got Threadbow, they've got Bright, you've got Medina. Like, honestly, for us to get to Medina is like 5 hours all up. At door to door, it's like 5-6 hours, I think, which is not bad.
Flying.
Yeah. Oh, driving's 30 hours. But we've got those accessibility now. Yeah.
That's bloody awesome, man. Yeah, it'd be similar from Melbourne, and the flights are cheap too. It's just you got to get cars and stuff when you fly, which is a bit of a pain, but unless you know people.
So when did you kind of realize that you wanted to go from that pro racer dream or like pro rider dream to coaching and building up the development side of things? Was there a certain point?
It wasn't even a matter of flicking the switch like that. It was very much just natural progression. So yeah, like I say, I always wanted to race World Cups for a living, and I got to experience that and did World Champs a couple of times and went over and did it. And to be fair, I'll still continue to do that for the next few, like for as long as I can while I'm still young and fit and able-bodied. I'll still make the most of that where I can, but I just saw a massive hole in the market for skill development and coaching, because coaching happens in every other sport. But for mountain biking, the only ever coaching I got in those early days when I was just getting into it, the only ever coaching I got was get told to follow someone that's quicker than me and try and keep up. That was all anyone ever told me. And as I got older, I was like, hang on a minute, there's a better way to do this. We can actually put some structure around it and actually teach people how to do this properly. So that's sort of what opened the door to the whole coaching thing. And then when I got qualified, I saw that, okay, there is an actual proper way to teach people how to ride bike. So it all just snowballed, man. It was a very natural progression in that sort of sense. And then we've put our own spin on it now. So like what you get when you come coaching with Joyride or you do a session from us, it's not what you're going to get anywhere else. What we teach is very refined, and we teach what the book teaches, but we also put our own spin on it and do it in a better way that I find is much more effective and gets way better results for people. So we've moved with the times, and I've also put my own spin on it from all the overseas racing. And I don't want to go bad-mouthing any, what would you call them, any associations, but a lot of the people that write coaching programs don't know how to ride. They're like how to ride quickly themselves. And the way you ride at 50% is very different to the way you ride at 100%. And when people want race coaching, it's no good teaching them the slower method. So yeah, what we teach is a little bit different, but man, like the results speak for themselves. We see some massive gains out of all the kids that come into our race squad programs and want to be the next Troy Brosnan. So yeah, we're trying to sort of build that future, and we did that through the race team as well. So we got a few different avenues for the young juniors coming up.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between coaching and then high performance coaching. Like those guys and crew that are just doing the basic coaching it's a much bigger deal than high performance coaching, just percentage wise, like market percentage wise.
Yeah,
it's way more important. And man, more people on bikes being safe is pretty sick.
Yep.
But like for high performance coaching, riding wise, there's a huge deficit there.
Yep.
Because we just don't have as many people that can ride well and coach well.
Yep. I don't see it. You'd actually be probably a good person to ask. Do other countries and other governing bodies have high performance coaching stuff for their athletes? Because I know in Australia we don't have much going on, but France
is number one.
Yep.
It's simple as that. Like, so they get taught, from what I understand, I need to clarify some things, but from what I understand, they get taught in juniors, they have to race XC up until the point of 15 and 16. And they'll literally do like mini trials courses in car parks and just do basic stuff.
Yep.
But their fundamental bike handling is unreal.
Really?
Unreal. That's why BMXs are so good. Like BMX racers that come into mountain biking, they can just handle bikes. Yep. That's my opinion anyway. But once you go to mountain biking, like everything in France is like set out for you. And you go to World Champs, man, they had 6-7 people on the track doing timing, messaging the team. Like they invest so much time.
That's what I was going to lead into, because I've seen all that stuff firsthand. I've seen the French team and all the staff on the side of the track with stopwatches and cameras and everything actually filming the riders as they're coming down. And they're working out every square inch of that track and where they want their riders to be going. I'm like, geez, no wonder they're at the top, hey. But it's yeah.
Oh, and the Swars were saying like they're in Sweden now, aren't they? Sweden.
Yep.
And they've got like access to all the Olympic facilities.
Yep.
Yeah. Like same thing.
Pretty cool that downhill gets that sort of respect over there, hey?
Oh, unreal. Yeah. But it's a sport there. Like it's a huge sport. Whereas here, you'd know like it's not as big as AFL. It's not as big as anything like that big. It could be, but it's just not there yet.
Fun fact for you, it's the second or third fastest growing sport in the country?
Well, I'd believe it. Like I know that certain parks have had bigger bike seasons than they have had snow seasons in the last 2 or 3 years.
Oh, yeah. Whistler do.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Whistler's green season now is more financially beneficial to them than the white season now. They make more out of bikes than they do out of snowboard and skate. I might be wrong on that, but I have heard from a relatively reliable source that's a matter of fact. And I think it's only going one way wherever you stand on the global warming things, but snow seasons are only getting shorter, man, which means biking's only going to become more and more prominent. So yeah, they'd be stupid not to capitalize on that.
I think on that coaching, like when you went to World Champs for yourself, what was the support like compared to, say, what you were kind of expecting?
Oh, pretty minimal, wasn't it? Yeah, look, we had good facilities. So we had Evan, and we had a couple of coaches kicking around. We had Tice cooking meals, all this sort of stuff. So we had that sort of support. We had the accommodation where the whole team was under one roof. Fantastic. We were all paying for it. Like, paying for it out of our pocket. I had to pay for my jersey. Everyone's heard that joke before, how you have to pay for your World Champs jersey, but it is a matter of fact. So the financial support is very minimal, but in saying that, I also understand why. It's sort of a state of the sport, but I also understand the back end workings of it. So in terms of the stuff that we got, it was good for what it was, but put it this way, when you see the French team having bloody 7 staff on the track with cameras watching every rider go through, it's like we're not even in the same ballpark.
Like Big Ev is amazing. Like he's a really, really good coach and really good dude for sure. Like love what he's trying to do. But like it's a big effort to put in for sure. Like I'd hate to be while cycling in that circumstance for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's that's an easy segue, I guess. That's what we're here trying to fix, really. Like I was saying, I understand that Oz Cycling's hands are tied on that matter. Downhill's not an Olympic sport. Their mandate's to go and get Olympic medals. So the financial support is never going to really get pushed towards downhill unless it became Olympic, and that's a whole other conversation. But as it's not an Olympic sport, it's just never going to see the funding that the Olympic sports do. So that's why we've started the Alliance, which is effectively a club for people that want to see the sport get the support that it deserves. And we're going to use that to try and fund these teams and actually not privately, but just personally give money to the riders that are going over there to help them on their travels and actually try and give them some financial support and get them up to the speed that other countries are getting from governing bodies.
Well, I think it just has to be done, right? Like if the big governing body can't do it, then someone's got to find that gap. Like people tried it last year. I think a lot of teams go across last year from Australia, and not many of them returned this year. Yeah, but it's just such a big effort.
Yeah, like, dude, we got people that are getting selected for world champs putting up GoFundMe pages.
Yeah, unreal.
We can do better than that. We can do, and that's why we're here. We're here to fill that gap. Like, and at the end of the day, I won't blow my I won't pump my own brand too much, but with the Joyride Alliance, that's effectively what we want. It's a club where people are going to save way more money than it costs to be a member. People are going to save thousands if they use it appropriately. But with the membership money, we're then going to start pumping that back into helping riders get overseas, and also some other stuff with helping young kids get on bikes who perhaps can't afford it and all that sort of stuff, because there's also a massive gap in the market there that we want to try and help out. But yeah, when we're talking about world champs and that sort of thing, I've experienced firsthand the lack of support that we get. And I know for a fact that at the end of the day, it's just dollars that can help, and we want to try and provide that. Yeah,
and it costs so much to get over there. Like, it's just to even participate and pay for stuff before you get there is unreal. Like some of the numbers I've heard that should not be that expensive.
Yeah, I've heard some, even from riders on factory teams, I've heard some numbers that are supposedly getting factory support. And they're still paying significant money to be going and racing. It's an expensive sport at the end of the day, but so is anything. If you want to race F1, you're spending a lot of money to get there. But where mountain biking's poo change compared to that. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
For riders that are representing our country, we definitely want to do a lot more for them, and we know that we can. We just got to get everyone behind this Joyride Alliance, and if everyone gets on board with it, we will have a good pot of money to be able to give riders. Well, it depends how much money we got in the pot, but give a rider 5-10 grand to go race world champs and actually help them on their travels.
So how's it kind of work? Like is it a subscription monthly type thing, and then you get discounts?
Yeah. It's either monthly or yearly. We're trying to build more than just like, we don't want it to look like some scammy sort of rewards club, because there's plenty of those popping up and they look dodgy as. But effectively what we're doing is we want to build a club that we do events. So we do had one on yesterday. So we do like events, whether it be social rides, jams, shuttle days, races, all that sort of stuff for people that are part of it. So actually build a physical community of people that go riding and do all this stuff together. And on top of that, we've got a ton of brands behind us that offer all these people discounts and give them an incentive to shop with these brands. And then on top of that as well, we do the whole giveaway thing to try and do a bit of a value add and create a bit more hype around it and drag some people in the door who perhaps wouldn't. So yeah, that's effectively what the Joyride Alliance is. It's this club, but then with the membership money that we make, we have two main areas that we want to put it into. One that I'm really passionate about is the Worlds team, and actually helping kids get overseas that get selected, and giving them money from Joyride and actually helping them get over there. And then the second one was, like I mentioned earlier, was helping kids get on bikes that that come from disadvantaged backgrounds. So whether that be NDIS kids or Aboriginal communities or anything like that, kids that can't afford it, we want to try and help provide them with bike programs and stuff to help them get out on bikes and experience it, because it's bloody fun.
How do you is it mainly World's team kids like that you're looking at, or how do you kind of decide who won't get cash? Like, that's going to be pretty hard.
Yeah. It's purely based off Oz cycling. So we, funnily enough, I don't know if I should say or not, we got people that are from Oz cycling, part of the Joyride Alliance, like they're fully behind it and they fully support what we're doing. So what we're doing, we'll wait for them to select the team, and kids that get selected, we'll give them cash.
Yeah, sick.
Help them get over there. Simple as that. So we're not picking and choosing our riders or anything fugazi like that. It's very much a matter of whoever gets selected for the Worlds team, we'll cash and help you get over there. It's all very new at the moment. I don't know how much we'll be able to do this season, just because we've literally been only going for, I think the Alliance has been around, this is our 5th week. So it's only just started. Yeah. But literally everyone that's listening to this, if you want to see a change in the sport and you want to see riders get the support that they deserve, we're the ones putting our hand in our pocket and trying to help them do it. So we need every single person that rides mountain bikes in Australia on board with this for it to work. Otherwise, we'll just be back to square one, won't we?
Yeah. Well, it's how do you go about finding the companies and stuff that wanted to be a part of it as well? Like, it's a tough time for the industry, for especially Australia. I think at the moment it's pretty bad.
Yep.
But those guys must, I guess, how did that kind of come about? Like who you're partnering with and stuff?
It was so easy.
Yeah, right. Yep.
It was so. All I had to do was give them this chat, like the same conversation we're having around. They all knew the state of the sport and they know where we're at. And I was like, this is our chance to fix it.
Yeah.
All we need you to do is offer our members an incentive to get on board, and you guys will make money out of it. They're still shopping with you. So for them, it was a no-brainer. It's effectively access to a database. And the beauty of it was sort of selling the story of like, with the Joyride Alliance, the people that are in it are all passionate mountain bikers. They're all enthusiasts and they all love riding and they get out and ride all the time. Yes, a bike shop might have a big database of customers that they've had in the past, but a good portion of that are going to be middle-aged women that have bought a comfortable seat to go ride on the rail trail. It's not really like a high-paying customer that's going to be coming in and buying a $13,000 bike, which is effectively what the Joyride Alliance is. It's this real condensed customer, not even a customer base. It's just this real condensed community of riders, and it's perfect for a partnering business because they can just advertise to this super concentrated, database, I guess.
And who have you kind of got on board? Like, who were some of the first uptakes, I guess?
So we got a few different avenues. So we got shops and service centres, all that sort of thing.
Oh,
so
cool.
we're trying to get shops that are based, so they're all independent stores.
Yeah.
We're all about support independent bike shops. We got a bunch of independent stores around Melbourne, Victoria sort of thing. And then we've also got a few direct-to-consumer brands. So we got a long-time sponsor of ours, Shred, Mick.
Yeah,
Mick jumped on board, obviously Sandy, Pit Viper through Jono, those guys. So we got a lot of direct-to-consumer brands as well. So it is accessible to people all across the country. And then we're trying to build our local network as well. So no matter where you're from, there's going to be a bike shop nearby where you can go there and you can get a discount.
That's sick. Yeah.
It's a slow build, but as we get the education out there and more people start to understand what the Alliance is, I think it's just going to attract more and more brands to get on board.
Will you be kind of doing the same thing with coaches as well? Like, I remember I was speaking with Super Dust and they were looking to kind of expand that way. Is that something you're looking to do with riding coaches?
So Super Dust are one of our partners.
Sick.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Jules and James real well. So basically, with the Super Dust thing, we want to get on board with Super Dust as sort of like their Melbourne coaching brand. So because they're trying to build this national network of all the coaching, different coaches all over the place, and we just want to be basically whenever someone needs coaching in Victoria, they send them over to Joyride. So that's how that sort of relationship ties in with each other, and then they're a partner with us. So we give all of our members discounts off Super Dust stuff as well. So it's a bit of a situation of you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Everyone wins.
Yeah, that's sick.
And the customer wins because they get discounts off everything.
What a win.
Absolutely.
How many, I guess, how's the uptake of the program from members been? Like,
it's been good, man. Like, I'm actually pretty happy with it. Everyone I've spoken to, so before we started this thing, I spoke to a lot of people about, do you reckon this is the right move? Do you reckon it'll work? Rah, rah, rah. And the response from everyone I ever got who has done something similar to this was very much a matter of when you start subscription stuff, it's always slow to start. And always keeping that in mind, it's been a very strong start considering its membership. So I've actually been pretty happy with the first 5 weeks, and we saw way more uptake because we obviously started with a couple of giveaways and that sort of thing to try and create a bit of hype around it. But we really saw some good uptake really strong when we started advertising events, and we've said when we get to 500, we're going to put a race on for everyone and this, that, the other. So the events have been really strong and people obviously want places to go ride their bikes. So when we started pushing the event side of things, that really helped it blow up for sure. But yeah, we're happy 5 weeks in. It's good.
What are the events you kind of putting on? Is it all racing, or you had a jump jam and stuff on?
Yeah, we did one yesterday. We literally we were supposed to have a full coaching day yesterday, but unfortunately, the park we were supposed to use got closed by the powers that be. So, we just decided very last minute to put on a jump jam at some council-built jumps down in Frankston. And, literally within a 48-hour notice, we had well over 50 kids packing this jump jam out. It was sick, man. It was actually so cool to see that everyone was up and about and loving it. So, yeah, we do everything from races, jump jams. We're putting on shuttle days now, which if you're in the Alliance, you get a free shuttle day. So we're just doing stuff like that to try and give more back than people are paying, but then with their money doing really cool things with it as well.
That's rad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love seeing those like jam style not competitions, jam style riding and stuff come together again.
It's so much fun, man. We got a couple of those big JBL speakers. We set them up and get music going. And I'd tell you, dude, I gave away way too much stuff yesterday. I gave away hundreds of dollars worth of prizes. Yeah, we go there with boxes of prizes. We go there with speakers and just give away really cool stuff and just try and create a real cool vibe that makes people want to ride more and get out on their bikes and get into the sport. And who knows, the little kids that are walking past and go, "Mummy, I want to get a bike." Like, they'll be there in 10 years, man.
Well, it's going to be like you, man. Like when you walked out of that bike shop and saw that flyer, it could be the same thing, but out in the public, all right?
That's it. We're just trying to amplify it and get more and more people into it, and grow the sport as much as we can. That's what I'm all about, because I can just see massive potential with it, and it's so good for people too. And I've never heard a bad experience of people getting into it and disliking it or this, that, the other. It's just always positive vibes that come out of it. So the more that we can put that out there and get more people riding bikes, it's just going to be a win for the whole sport, really.
100%. 100%.
For sure.
What are you, I guess, like, will you ever have a team from the Alliance that's going to travel to nationals and perhaps head overseas as like an Australian team? Is that a goal of yours, or?
Mate, I would love to. I would absolutely love to. That has been a pipe dream of mine for ever since Joyride started. I started Joyride when I started Joyride when I was 16 or 17. But I started it young. It was just a side hustle while I was in school. But mate, the World Cup team would be an absolute dream coming true for me if I could run something like that, and actually showcase the best that Australia has to offer, because we've got some bloody good riders that just don't get a chance. And it'd be so cool to put that out there. But yeah, definitely a goal. We've run the Joyride race team. I don't know if you've seen that at nationals and stuff, but we've run that for, I think we're in our third year now. And that's very much just a matter of some of the best juniors that I see coming through, try and give them that shot on a national scale and get them to all the races and try and give them a pit and a bit of support and help them out as much as I can. And that's been the feedback from that's always been awesome. The team's one of my favourite passion projects that we do. And yeah, to do that on a bigger scale and actually take kids overseas it's definitely on the cards, but not this year. It's a matter of dollars. Like we say, going overseas is bloody expensive, but I'd like to be able to do that for people for sure.
100%. Yeah. It's crazy how much it costs to send a team over.
Oh, it's disgusting.
It is cool to see like Team High Country. Love their name, by the way. Absolutely love their name. Team High Country, like Raw Racing, all those crew that make it happen.
Yeah, for sure. Like, and yeah, I saw who was it? Team High Country on Atherton Bikes now. Like, they're attracting some pretty cool sponsors to like, they're doing a good job. I don't know who's running them, but they're doing a really good job. Massive street cred.
Well, it's rad because like it's not only they're promoting Atherton Bikes. Like Atherton have been putting up stuff from Team High Country, which is unreal. Like, to see that happening is so sick.
Yeah, a bit of cross promotion. It looks good for them too, supporting grassroots teams like that.
Well, that's what the Athertons have always been about, though. Like Hatton, Kate Edwards, like all those crew they've supported over the years. Like, it's huge. Martin Mays as well. Like, big names.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Martin Mates was on with them on GT when they were on GT. I believe I might need correction on that, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know my history. Yeah.
And old mate, they always forget his name. Another Australian that was pretty close to making it. Like they brought him over when he was on track, and yeah, Graham Mudd. That's it, Muddy. Yeah.
Yeah, Matt. I had that idea of taking a world's team over before high country and stuff were a thing, but just obviously never had the dollars to do so. And then when I saw those teams start to pop up and, like you say, just getting it done and actually doing it, I was so stoked to see that someone's taken it by the kahunas and actually gone, bugger it, let's just do this and give these people an opportunity and run a world team, man. It's like hats off to them. They've done such a good job. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's unreal. Like, yeah, I've seen firsthand some of the effort that's gone into them, and it's, yeah, next level. Level.
I'd love to see the behind the scenes working of it and what it actually takes, because I haven't even begun to think about all the logistics of running a team like that. It'd be, I know just from running a team on a national scale, it's like there's enough that goes on with that. To run a world team would just be a whole nother insane.
What is, I guess, like, how do you plan on making the events go national and stuff like that? Is that something you want to do, or are you looking at like coaching and stuff interstate? You're obviously going to do that with Super Dust and stuff as well, kind of build that up. Like,
yeah, I'd love to, man. I have the desire to go national with everything we're doing. The Alliance is obviously the easiest one for us to go national with because it's an online sort of business. So that's super easy for us to roll out nationally. We just got to start attracting and recruiting partners that are in different parts of the country so that it's more accessible to people. Like, say, for example, someone's riding up in Awaba. We need a shop up there. So if someone breaks a wheel, they can go and get their bike fixed at a shop up there. So we just need to get that network going. But once we've got that network, man, we'll be all over the country, and we'll want people from all over the country to be signing up to that. The coaching stuff's obviously harder, man. Coaching staff are hard to get because we're very picky with who we get on board. We have a pretty firm criteria on what we look for out of coaches. So the coaching one's very hard, and that might only ever be something that stays in Victoria just so I can keep a very firm grip on it, because that's something I don't want to let get too far out of reach, because then you start losing quality. And I know what we do here is pretty next level. So, yeah, the coaching I don't know about. Rookie Cup, definitely. Cup, definitely. I won't go giving too much away, but there is potential for a New South Wales round in 2024 without giving too much away. But it is on the it's on the scope for sure. If not this year, definitely next year. So, 100% Rookie Cup. We want to go up the East Coast. And potentially into Adelaide. We'll talk to you guys about that, obviously. But we Rookie Cup. We want to, like I say, for us, it's all about we want to create the best pathway possible. So, like all other sports, you start with the junior stuff, you go to state, then you go to national, then you go overseas to worlds. That's what we want to create for mountain bikes. Obviously, the club stuff has always been run, and it will always be run by the clubs. We want to be that next level up. And that's what we're sort of creating with the Rookie Cup, which is when you've ridden all your club races and you've got good at that, you want to go to the next step up, you go to a Rookie Cup. Then once you get good at a Rookie Cup, or perhaps you get too old to race a Rookie Cup, then you go up to your state rounds, and then you go race nationals, worlds, et cetera, and create this real clear pathway for the sport, because that's what will create the best athletes out of it for sure.
And it's definitely lacking, like at the moment, especially that national series like that. This year was pretty close to being rad. Like, it was pretty sick to see, but man, they just need more rounds, and better organized rounds, timing wise. It's a hard thing to do, but
it's very hard. The calendar gets so full so quickly, so it's a really hard thing to try and tailor in with all the other events. And we take, especially with the Rookie Cup, we take a really close look at what BMX is doing, because we get a lot of kids that want to bike and BMX. So we're always looking at that calendar. We don't want to clash with enduro. Rocky Trail Entertainment are obviously doing their thing, and we don't want to clash with those guys because there's a lot of kids that race them. So there's a lot of sort of things that we need to tie in with. And then on top of that, Nationals, Vic Series, everything. There's a lot of different race series and promoters trying to do their thing. And we definitely don't want to step on anyone's toes, but we also do want to put on our races and offer it to the kids because the turnouts we're getting, clearly there's demand for it.
100%. 100%. But like, you look at the way BMX is running, and that's pretty sick. Like, I went to one of their races and, you know, they got 600-700 people rocking up, and that was apparently a small one for a national round. And yeah, the parents are there, like so many kids. It seems to be a good pathway there for a lot of kids, and everything's set out. So it'd be cool to see ours grow.
It's a proven method, man. In every single sport you look at, there's a simple pathway to the top. But in mountain biking, it's just very much a matter of you got to try and find your feet. But mountain biking is the only sport I know of where, never having ridden a mountain bike before, I can go pay $150 and enter a national championship with no proof of skill or anything else. Straight to the highest level, just pay my money, show up and have a crack. And I'm not saying there's not a place for that, because there are definitely people that do come along and they crush it doing that. But there has to be some sort of prerequisite to showing up to these high-level events, because, like, you look at Threadbow, there's bloody World Cup riders on that track when we were racing Cannonball. And it's just dangerous when you start getting those big skill gaps on the same track at the same time. So, yeah, we need a pathway, and we've built one. It's just a matter of if people want to adopt it or not. We've got the answers. It's just a matter of, do people want to get on board and let us do our thing?
Yeah, exactly. Might start wrapping things up, if that's cool. I think, like, you've gone through everything. Is there anything we've kind of missed, or?
Not really, man. They're sort of the three avenues. I've never really told my backstory before, so I'm glad we touched on that. It's so funny, man. So many people just see me as, I think juniors and all the kids coming up now forget that I can actually ride a bike. They just see Cooper Downey as like, rookie cups. They forget that I can actually ride myself. So this might open a couple of people's eyes that, when I'm telling you stuff, it's because I've been there, done that. But man, for us, it's just a matter of, like, the coaching is obviously a massive one for us. And then the Rookie Cup is always going to do its thing. We're going to try and roll that out nationally and really create that pathway, like we're saying. And then the Alliance is my latest baby that I'm trying to help grow as much as I can, because forever people have been banging on about, we need more money in the sport, this, that, the other. The sport gets neglected. Here's your chance to do something about it. If you're not on board, you never have the right to complain again, because this is your chance to actually make a difference and help this sport grow.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are complaining, myself included, a lot of time, but, like, no one tries to do anything about it. Like, I love a whinge. It wouldn't be. I got to play heritage, like my English heritage. I got to be a whinger, but there's not many people that try and change it. Like,
I'm one of those people, man. I see everyone complaining about it, and I was one of them. Like, I know that it can. I won't be too rude, but I know it can definitely be better than what it is. And this is it is on a platter. It is on a silver platter to be able to fix everything that's wrong with the sport. People just have to all come together as a community and get on board with this, because we are here to try and change it and fix it.
Sick. Might move on to, like, the last three questions I ask everyone, if that's cool.
Yeah, sure, man.
I guess, what advice would you have to anyone that wants to, I guess, start mountain biking and then build their way up to that world champs? Like, what would you do as, like, a general piece of advice for those crew?
Oh, that's an easy one. This is it's all about the pathway. So, like any other sport, first thing you do is you join the club. Second thing you do is you go get coaching or training. Then when your coach says you're good enough, go and do races. And then with those races, just progress accordingly and you'll go from there. But that's the easiest way to go about it. I know for a fact there's good coaches starting to pop up all over the country. So it's a matter of finding one that's relatively local to you go get taught how to ride properly, because it's not like tennis. If you hit a ball wrong in tennis, you hit a ball wrong. If you do mountain biking wrong, you get hurt. So go get coaching, look after yourself, learn how to do it properly. Then from there, get into the racing, progress accordingly, because it is the best sport on the planet and is the most fun you can have. So I'd strongly recommend it to anyone.
Is there anything you would have done differently up until now? Like,
not really, man. I'm pretty stoked with where we're at, and I'm very excited for what the future holds and the cool things that we'll be able to do. So, nah, not at all. I don't have any regrets. I'm stoked with where we're at and the things that I've achieved in my racing career, and then also even just as I don't even like calling myself a businessman, but just being a young guy in business trying to have a crack, I'm pretty stoked with what I've been able to achieve so far. And yeah, only onwards and upwards from here. I've got some cool things on the horizon that I really want to try and do for people. So yeah, I'm stoked.
That's sick. And so if you're, it's Victoria, everything's cold in winter and you don't want to do something, or like you're lacking motivation to get up and do business, is like, there's something you do to get motivated, like to listen to anything music wise? Like, is there anything you kind of to do to amp yourself up?
Oh, I don't want to sound too inspirational or motivation. It's not motivation. It's discipline. Like, it's a matter of don't get up and do it because you want to do it. Get up and do it because you have to do it. I'm lucky that with my job and the business that I've built, I get to wake up and love what I do every day. But don't get me wrong. There are the days where I'm like, Jesus, do I have to do this podcast with Darren? Damn.
It's everyone before they come on, man. It's fun.
No, I was actually stoked to come on here. But of course, there's going to be the days where you don't want to do stuff, but it's not about being motivated to do it. Just be disciplined, because, those little 1%ers, they add up massively. And, I've been on the receiving end of that, and it's beautiful when it happens. So, don't be motivated, be disciplined.
Yeah, I rate that for sure. Like, I get it. I don't want to sit there. Like yesterday, I didn't want to sit in front of my computer and press 1 and 2, switching cameras all day. Like, that is not what I wanted to do, but that's what I did. So I had to do it.
Yeah, you do what you got to do, for sure, man. Yeah, that's what creates the best results. Obviously, you'll have ebbs and flows of motivation and it'll come and go, but it's about just doing what you got to do each day, whether you're loving it or not. Just make it happen and you'll get rewarded in the long run, 100%.
Easy, man. Well, it's nothing we forgot. Thanks so much for coming on, man. Do you think of anything we could mention, or I guess anyone that supports you? Like, do you want to give a shout out to those crew?
Oh, yeah, like to thank my sponsors. A massive thanks to, as always, all the brands that are on board with the Joyride Alliance, with the Rookie Cup, with the race team, and all the brands that have helped me get to where I am now personally, and also as a business. Anyone that's given me advice along the way and helped me with any questions I might have. Honestly, I couldn't do it without you. That's the bottom line. But aside from that, massive thank you to the mountain bike community and everyone that comes to our events, come to our races, because without that, I'd just be a guy standing there with a microphone doing nothing. So everyone comes to all the Rookie Cups and race and put it down for us. It's it's so cool to see. And basically just the brands that have supported me in the mountain bike community. Much love to you all.
Sick. Easy, man. Well, thanks so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. It's been a great chat. So
no dramas, man. Thanks so much. We'll have to do it again in 12 months and see where we're sitting, if we've been able to make inroads on this stuff.
100%. Definitely keen for that. I love doing catch-up episodes. It's always the best. All
right. We'll try it. What are we in now? We've just start of May 2024. All right. Give me 12 months and we'll see if we can make some big gains by this time next year. So we can actually put this sport on the map.
I'll chat to you when you're in Fort William, like with your team. For sure.
Dude, holding my bike in 2 pieces going, yay. Good grief. All right. Cool. Thank you so much for having me on. Appreciate you, man.
No worries. Thanks, man. I'll end it here, and when you guys get that video ready, just shoot her over. No rush. It's probably going to be out in like 2 weeks or so. So
yeah, that's fine, man. No doubt.
So shoot those files across when you can, and we'll get it sorted.
That was awesome, man. Thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Anytime, man.
Yeah, I don't think we missed anything. I'm pretty happy with that. Did your camera stay on the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, we still got charging the camera. We're good.
Sick.
All right, wicked, man. Yeah, I'll shoot that over to you. I think it will be in real format, so it'll just be vertical. But yeah, send it over to you.
Okay, yeah, I can make it work. It's all good.
All right, thanks so much, man. Yeah, we'll be in touch. I'm definitely keen to do another one, or if we have any big inroads, or we start doing some big, like if we got freaking 2,000 people sign up, we'll be able to do some pretty phenomenal stuff. So yeah, that'd be sick.
Easy.
Awesome. Yeah, done deal. Thank you so much. We'll be in touch. You're a legend,
Thanks, man.
dude.
Have a good night. We'll speak soon.
Yeah, you too. See you, man.
Yes, man. Bye. There we go, guys. That was the latest episode with Cooper. Hope you enjoyed it. As per usual, thanks to our sponsors, Trek, Frankton Mountain Bike Apparel, Shred Bike Care, Fist Handwear, Lead Out Sports, Capped Out Caps, and Oakley. I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and if you enjoyed it enough, make sure you share it around. Tell your mum, tell your nana, tell your dog, tell whoever, and let them know about the podcast. We've currently got the website down just due to some financial restrictions, but that will be up as soon as possible. Until the next time, just go out and have a bunch of fun. We've got something big coming, so stay tuned.